and 2. SMBai is currently saying that he might be 1 and 3 after this race begins, but we don't know for sure. So coming in today, we start off in Link's house. We got 50 rupees. And our uncle is apparently making the Link's Awakening reference. Right, so we'll see what sort of weapon we get from the uncle here in a second as PhaseBro walks toward the uncle's escape tunnel. SMBai also in roughly the same location as we see the Cane of Berna, or the Cane of Brian, from your uncle. That's pretty good. I don't know why you're stealing Brian's cane. Am I about to be joined by somebody?
You are indeed.
All right. I was prepared to make this a solo run, but it sounds like Jex Refi has joined us today in the commentary booth.
I got your back, man.
All right, so I hope everybody's ready to see this thing happen. All right, so we've got PhaseBro heading down into the escape proper section. We've got a key, so we know we got to get a key in one of these chests. We got that picked up.
And the only other item we know we're going to get is the map to Hyrule Castle. Everything else will be randomized items going on from here.
Mm-hmm. So we've already picked up the Cane of Brian, 50 rupees, a +5 arrow upgrade, and that key. That's about it so far. Another 10 arrows for PhaseBro as we dispatch the blue guard. We're now going to be heading down into the second part, or the final part of Escape, or the dungeon area where Zelda is being held. PhaseBro is using a little bit of that cane magic to hold off the green guard, and then going to use pot strats to take down the ball and chain guard. Oh!
Yep. So we got the cape there. And the thing with that magic is that we're gonna need to save it in order to be able to get the key off of the rat in the sewers. So that's why you want to hold on to that magic, especially when the cane is your only weapon at this point.
Yeah, and as we can see, SMBai is actually completely out of magic right now.
Now there are some pots right outside of the throne room that are guaranteed magic refills, so you will be able to get them, but again, you just got to be judicious with your magic as you're going through the sewers.
Yeah, I might want to take it, just take a death, get a little bit of magic back that way.
It could be a possibility.
All right, so PhaseBro is heading into the back of Escape. We're going to get some knowledge about what's back here. Gonna have to make it through on just the small amount of magic he has. He can grab a little more in here, but he didn't.
Yeah, that magic is over off on the left side.
So we will have to face off against the true final boss of Escape on a minimal amount of magic. But SMBai is in the lucky position to actually have a bomb.
Yeah, there's the 3 items in the back of Escape, and you need to at least farm 1 bomb so you can bomb that wall. So SMBai is going to have that. PhaseBro, you know, to what we're saying about this rat, I don't really think he's going to be able to farm it. But he gets the rat.
Yep, so we will be heading out the front door. I don't think there's any scenario in which he can try to get a bomb. He'll want to come back here once he's got either the glove or no other option.
And it looks like SMBai is going to set up that death warp.
Yeah, that will grant SMBai a little more magic.
And there's the map. So we know there will be 3 items in the back of Escape.
Yep, and it will be interesting to see if SMBai actually notices that he hasn't picked up the map yet and decides to check that chest anyway. Yeah, so both of these runners are currently 1 and 2. So basically fighting to stay alive here.
Yep, if you get to 3 losses, you're pretty much guaranteed to not be in the bracket stage. We got 20 bucks from the bushcraft, but the one's stuck on the tree, so PhaseBro can't get to it.
And SMBai takes care of the key rat, no problem.
Looks like we had just a heart container on the lumberjack ledge.
All right, SMBai with a piece of heart, a +5 arrows, and a flute.
All right.
That is a big deal.
All right, so we got 50 bucks here in the Lost Woods, and we'll see what's in the shack once PhaseBro jumps down in there. And just another big 20 there.
Yep, SMBai walking right past that chest.
Yeah, I think
no interest in a burrito.
Yeah, I think he knows it at this point.
Wait a minute. Is this a... So SMBai is 1 and 2. Is this a strange pairing match?
Don't know. But while we're checking on that, we got a heart container, 20 bucks, another heart container, and a piece of heart. So a very healthy blinds hut here.
Now they're both 1 and 2. I just looked this up. And PhaseBro also paying off the bottle vendor, picking up another heart.
And at this point, I would imagine he's gonna buy some bombs so he can check the back of Blind's hut and as well as the well.
Yep, that's perfectly fine. I just noticed that the rupee crab has big 20s today, which feels pretty good.
Just a single green rupee in the chicken's shack.
That feels pretty garbo. to me. Yeah, first gloves on mountain could certainly be a thing with that flute. Oh, that would be unfortunate having to walk in the front door of Hyrule Castle just to get that. But SMBai is now making the flute happen. So everybody say hi to everybody's favorite swag duck.
Hi, Swag Duck.
Congratulations.
All right, so now we're going to see what we have here in the back. Now, PhaseBro has some bombs. It's a fighter sword. We have sword.
Sword.
We also
Very
have
nice.
we also have 10 arrows in the back of the tavern.
Wait, is SMBai just gonna skip the top here? Or just come back here in a second?
He might be skipping it.
Wait, he's got the flute. He could just flute back to 3.
That is possible. See what he does when he checks the race game, which is a piece of heart.
No, he's just gonna walk back. That also works.
Unconventional routing, but as long as it gets the job done.
Yeah, it turns out the mirror was in fact in the back of the well today. So I will be honest, it wasn't the duck that distracted me from the mirror. It was the fact that it's the mirror, and when I get it early, it almost always means early swamp.
Well, if unfortunately right now, PhaseBro would have to go the long way to get to Hera. Speaking of, we got a crystal at Hera, a 5/6 crystal at Eastern, and the green pendant at Desert. So put that flute together with the mirror and a sword, that opens up Hera except for the basement.
Yeah, and nobody wants to go there anyway.
I mean, it's a crystal, you're gonna have to go there.
I mean the basement.
Oh yes, that part is true.
So there's that mirror again, just to make sure that we're not completely crazy.
We also have another big 20 when you at the bottom of the dam. So now, as PhaseBro's in Mini Trolldorm Cave, SMBai is about to pick up his sword.
And Mini Moldorm Cave has bombs, piece of heart, a blue boomerang, another red rupee, and more bombs. So just basically a whole lot of Garbo.
Yeah, nothing much so far. SMBai going right for Death Mountain after Blind and gonna go get the old man. So he may be heading for Hera since he has that flute and mirror. We don't find the power glove, and that's where the progression is. Unfortunately, PhaseBro is going to have to go all the way through Escape to get back. Because you've got that block that is no pun intended, blocking you from getting down to that room.
All right, so there is a moon pearl on the old man and a shield over an ice rod cave.
We're going to see PhaseBro head over to the Eastern Palace area.
Yeah, so the moon pearl on the old man does kind of mean that we can expect to see a lamp pretty soon. There's an ice rod on the spectacle rock. And I just feel really good anytime I see the ice rod, period, at this point.
Yes, especially considering how many times I've been trolled by it in this tournament. We got a B-Torp, a heart container, and some flippers in the closet.
Interesting. So the flippers giving us potential access to more locations as well.
That is 2/5 of the Swamp Palace care package that I'm sure you're not excited to see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so we're going to see PhaseBro head into Eastern Palace.
Mm-hmm. Gonna see it twice from where I'm sitting. And so far, just a dungeon item. And there's the hammer.
All right, we have a hammer.
If you had a hammer, would you hammer in the morning?
I hammer all the time.
Well, good. That's what hammers are for.
So I pulled up SMBai's stream. He did pick up the ice rod, but has since moved over to Ice Rod Cave and Mini Moldorm Cave. So that is, I didn't get to see it, but that's going to lead me to believe that we are fire source locked out of Hera because the big key's in the basement.
That could very well be the case. There we go. SMBai is back. I imagine we were setting it up because of some of that buffering early on.
Yep, no worries there. And while SMBai is retracing steps that PhaseBro has been in, we see PhaseBro doing the dark room to get to the vanilla big key chest in Eastern. And unless that's the bow, that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do in Eastern Palace.
I'm wondering if we wouldn't see like an Agina's cave check here, or maybe some flipper locations.
All right, well, there's the big key. So now we can check the big chest in Eastern. We have literacy on the desert ledge, so that means we are going to need flute and Titan's mitts in order to get into desert.
Yep, and hopefully, our runners actually may not even be interested in going into desert, because it's not a crystal, but you never know. That does mean that if you get Mire access, desert access basically comes for free. So, PhaseBro is now heading back to Kakariko Village.
Probably to turn in Sick Kid with the B Torpy we found earlier in Sahasra.
Mm-hmm. Just a piece of heart there.
Since we didn't find anything in Agina's cave, so he's gonna have to go back through Escape to find the flute, because I imagine once you put together the hammer in Eastern, the next progression's probably gonna be on the east side of Death Mountain.
It very well could be. There's one of the gloves.
Which is Dark World locked.
Yep, so you're gonna need that other glove. Or Aga.
I already commentated a seed, was it yesterday, where you didn't have to do Aga 1, so I really don't want to see that again.
Yeah, I just finished commentating a seed where Aga was required by the logic, but Hobo had the Moon Pearl and the flippers were on the pyramid.
We also have a blue male at the Hobo.
All right, Hobo Blue Mail seems pretty good. It's going to change Squirtle's shell color. And PhaseBro is now heading into the waterfall. There's a couple things up here.
With 2 items are there. We got a swag net and we got a lamp.
Yep, there's the lamp. That gets us our Aghanim access. But
So,
we know for a fact that you can reach the east side of Death Mountain, so you probably should.
yeah, and unfortunately, PhaseBro doesn't have enough money for Zora, so just nopes out.
All right, so where is PhaseBro heading now? I guess the Agina's cave check as well. Unfortunately, having to go the long way.
Yeah.
So if I'm PhaseBro in this case, what I'm doing is I'm going to act like I'm going to Aghanim, but on the way I'm going to go into the back of Escape to check the flute. And if I get the flute, I might just be like, nope.
Probably what I would do. Yeah, he gets that heart container and nopes out, and now we'll see where he heads next.
So, I mean, with the knowledge of where that one glove is, you might just do Aga and be like, well, that's probably it. I don't know. I probably wouldn't, because I'm not crazy.
Well, here's the moment of truth. We're going to see if he just goes north for the sewers, or if he goes most likely west for Aghanim.
Yeah. So I don't want to... Yeah, he's going down. I don't want to imply that PhaseBro would be crazy for doing that. It's just a play.
Yeah, I mean it's a gamble like anything else. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a seed where a seed I commentated where the Moon Pearl was at the shovel, and that was the calculation of, okay, am I gonna go dig this shovel spot, or am I just gonna go ahead and assume this is an Aghanim seed? And it just was that one time when the shovel usually gives you nothing, it actually gave you something.
So interestingly enough, SMBai actually noped out of Eastern Palace before checking the dark rooms. Apparently very reluctant to break sequence at all. And that makes sense.
Instead, he's gonna head up to Death Mountain, and this I would imagine would be to go east side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in theory, Spike Cave is open if you get a glove, and you could theoretically get that glove by going through Aghanim, but no. Oh, I'm a smart person who forgot that the big key was at the big chest in Eastern. So pay no attention to what I said about SMBai. Of course he knows how to do dark rooms. What am I talking about?
While I'm not paying attention, I will pay attention to the fact that SMBai is in fact going to the east side of Death Mountain, as I imagine PhaseBro will head to activate the flute and be right behind him. We see that there's just a piece of heart in the floating island, so we don't need to worry about that.
SMBai going into the Paradox Cave from the top and deciding not to go to the Spiral Cave immediately. PhaseBro activating the Swag Duck as SMBai picks up another sword. That's certainly something you want to see.
You want to see it, except if that means you have to go do Aghanim, because we still need to find a power glove, or Aghanim is still going to be in play. We got 20 bucks, $5, Bombos medallion, as well as a 5-bomb upgrade and an empty bottle. So if Spiral Cave doesn't have the glove upgrade, we're doing Aghanim and getting that power glove on the Lake Hylia Island.
I believe SMBai has not checked any of the flipper locations either, and Zora was one of those. We haven't seen that either.
This is true.
All right, SMBai going to walk through the Spiral Cave. Got to deal with that mess real fast.
And now we'll see what's here. Just another
Big 20. All right, so SMBai is now headed to do the flipper locations. He's got 515 rupees, which is just enough to do Zora. He sees the glove on the island now. He's like, really? Oh, right. Phase actually can do Hera.
Oh, yes. PhaseBro deciding to be very active while he's taking his coffee break and running around avoiding those flying tiles.
This is very interesting. We could have, different decisions and different orders of doing things just lead to slightly different outcomes, and making it a little more convenient for PhaseBro to finish off this area. Even though he did not get the flute immediately, it's actually making it faster for him to clear Death Mountain.
So question, assuming Zora does not have the power glove for Dark World access, if you're SMBai, now that you have a fire source, do you go back to Hera, or do you just assume it's an Aga seed and head for Aga?
It's a good question. I think I'd probably go Hera. I don't know. I might go Hera just because it's a crystal and I need to do it anyway. But it feels kind of bad.
The love lesson from Zora also feels bad. We got a map in Hera.
And SMBai is just doing Aga.
Well, the compass was in the big chest, so Trolldorm is holding the other item.
So it's all down to this. Does Trolldorm have it? Or is it an Aga seed? I mean, given the fact that you know where one of the gloves is, at this point it does feel kind of likely that Aga is required. You know?
Yeah.
And the fact that you've already made that climb to Hera once. The Ice Rod does not work on the Ball and Chain Guards. The Ether Medallion does. It will freeze them.
Oh, and PhaseBro taking a fall to Trolldorm.
Yep. Looks like we might have to go on another phase, bro.
Alright. SMBai finds a small key, and now we're into the second attempt on Trolldorm. And down goes Trolldorm, and here's the moment of truth. Was this an Aga seed or not? It was, because it's just triple bombs.
All right, so that does it, and good on SMBai for figuring that out.
So we got PhaseBro heading over to East Side. We'll get the Master Sword and Bombos Medallion, and that'll pretty much be it.
Yep, just a bit of weaponry and a little bit of magic items.
All right, so as with Aga 1, the randomizer sets up the blue ball pattern for Aghanim the same between both runners. How many blue balls do you think we're going to see today?
I'm going to say 4.
I'm going to be kind and say 2.
FaZe could check Zora as well.
We know it's just a piece of heart, well. There's one blue ball. There's 2.
PhaseBro picking up that Master Sword. This This attack guaranteed to be lightning. Every 5th attack from Aga 1 is lightning.
We know the first one is always a regular one, so these next 3 are going to be the random ones. Got a regular one there.
Oh! So,
Regular.
I mean, that would have been 6, I think, or 5. No, 5.
Nope, that would have been 6.
Yeah. So I think your 2 is right.
Hey, hey! Alright, so Pyramid Ledge, just a piece of heart, but we know that Power Glove is over on Lake Hylia Island on the Light World side, so I would assume SMBai is going to be making his way over there in short order.
Yeah, I think we might go across the bridge with the hammer, and then like go check Hype Cave, and then maybe head over to the island.
That certainly would be a way to route both of them in.
Or we'll just go straight to the island.
That works too.
Yeah, the only problem I have with this is there's no real quick way to get back up there. You'd have to swim all the way back around.
But SMBai does get that Power Glove.
Oh, and we're just gonna flute out to some other place. Specifically for...
Looks like it's just Link's house. Or
Oh
was.
no. PhaseBro is making a fatal mistake.
Yeah, you kind of need a Power Glove to lift that block.
Alright, so it looks like PhaseBro has sussed out the source of his suffering and is heading up to Aghanim.
Yeah, PhaseBro has seen that Power Glove on the island as well. SMBai gonna make his way up to Skullwoods. We still haven't seen a map check for Dark World dungeons yet.
Yep, that, So the Skull Woods play, you know, it used to be a very solid play a few versions ago. Now it's merely okay.
Yeah, I mean, with the music playing the Dark World dungeon music, we know this is a crystal dungeon, but until we get the Fire Rod, we're not going to be able to get to Mothula. We do find powder, however, in Skullwoods.
Well, already best play. Best possible play. Like, yeah, I don't know how you can get much better than that. And I am not even being sarcastic.
Well, SMBai isn't bothering with checking the one chest in the back. He's just noping on out.
Yep, making a calculated risk, I imagine, to just grab what you can and leave.
We're instead going to see Bumper Cave, which we can get with that cape, even though it's just 10 bombs, so not going to waste the time.
Yep. We're also going to get a graveyard ledge check. A graveyard ledge is a sort of out-of-the-way location that people do not like to check, but SMBai is going to do so. And we've even got the extremely slow route through the graveyard section here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the boots so you could do both King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks at the same time, but for now, this is the only thing you can do without said boots.
To be fair, that's where they were in the race I just commentated.
Well, here, this is a 5-arrow upgrade.
Womp womp. Titan's Bits in King's Tomb is definitely a possibility. I've seen that probably more times than I want to.
That would mean we'd have to find the boots first, because the only other way to get to King's.
Well, you need the boots either way.
Well, yeah, I'm mixing up with needing the mirror to get to King's Tomb.
Yeah. Oh, there's the red mail in the sea house. So that's going to be a pretty solid location there.
Yep. That will get all of our defenses up.
Ooh, tempered sword as well. That's going to give you a little bit of peace of mind as we finish with this seed. We will not have to do spin to win strats on Ganon.
That is so red mail, red sword as we head into Thieves Town.
All right, SMBai actually electing to head into Thieves Town straight away. The chest game is still outstanding, so you want to make sure to remember to do that. I'm not saying that I have forgotten to do that, but I have forgotten Sea House before.
Since we're hearing the pendant music, that means
Oh,
there's our footwear. Anyway, as I was saying, we're hearing the pendant music, so this is a pendant, which we know Desert's the green one, so this will either be the red or the blue.
And based on that, SMBai is just dipping out after checking the first 4 chests. And that makes sense because I believe he found 3 items.
Okay, so there was a question in chat about the sprite that SMBai is using. There is a Dark Link sprite. This is a second version of Dark Link that has the tunic colors, so you can better tell which tunic Dark Link is wearing.
All right, and SMBai is going to take those boots and put them to good use.
So far, just a big 20 in the Bonk Rocks.
For some value of the words good use. What do you think the chances are that we see a catfish play after this?
I don't know. I can tell you that Meyer is the other pendant dungeon, and that Turtle Rock is the other 5/6 crystal. You certainly could route catfish in since you have the flippers.
Yeah, and since you don't have the mitts, there's a lot of discouragement from heading south the other direction. But you never know.
And we also got a hype cave check on PhaseBro's side, but it looked like it was just a bunch of cash and no items.
I didn't see anything really important there.
But anyway, to the point about catfish, SMBai not heading there, and instead he's electing to use that powder to go check Magic Bat.
Oh yeah. So speaking of, PhaseBro is going to check the stump kid. That's a piece of heart if I ever saw one.
Whatever little bit of love Stumpy has left in his little wooden heart. Meanwhile, the bat also giving what little bit of love he has in his, whatever heart you want to call that.
Alrighty. PhaseBro now heading over toward the digging game. PhaseBro in the unique position of having not checked Zora and actually having enough money to do the digging game.
SMBai, on the other hand, unfortunately does not. Once he gets the hype cave, however, he will. But just a piece of heart for your troubles at the digging game.
SMBai is doing the arrow game. Oh.
And no luck.
All right, so PhaseBro will now be making his way into the Dark World through the Kakariko portal as well. We'll see if maybe he checks more of Skullwoods, or if he heads directly over toward Thieves Town.
So, question for you. Given what we've found so far, where do you go next? Partially checked Skullwoods, we partially checked
Swamp.
Thieves Town.
I don't want to go to Swamp. I don't want to go to Swamp. I mean, the thing is, when you're still looking for the hook shot, it's not great, but it could be there. Vanilla hookshot is a thing. We don't have bow, so pod feels bad.
See, I'd almost do pod because of the density of items that are there. Plus, if you go buy a potion, which, I mean, SMBai doesn't really have a lot of money for potions anyway, you could potion glitch to get the 2 items over on the Bowlock side.
True. I also do feel like Catfish might be holding something today.
Well, SMBai is gonna begrudgingly do Swamp.
Yeah, I think SMBai might be a fan of Swamp, so it may not be begrudgingly on his part.
We certainly know it's begrudgingly on yours.
You are not wrong. But I unfortunately must also admit that it is probably the correct play at this point. The problem with Swamp at the moment is lack of hookshot, so you can't actually get to all 6 of those item locations.
Yeah, the small key is... We know the small key is there, because otherwise, well, you can't get into Swamp Palace. So there's really about 4 guaranteed locations left, maybe 1 if you find the big key.
There is a fire shield in the second chest. The ether medallion in the back of Skull Woods, turns out.
Alright,
So that's really... both items for Skull Woods.
Yeah, so that may help getting to Mire or Turtle Rock, but not going to help in terms of actually, well, getting to Mire or Turtle Rock.
Oh man, I should run the numbers on the likelihood that Swamp is required given that Aghanim was required. That seems like something that might have a correlation.
Meanwhile, we're gonna see SMBai check the south chest.
All right, so the compass chest, or the southern chest in Swamp, big 20. So that's 2 of the 6 items in Swamp. And right now we will not have access to the big chest. We will have to go find the key underneath the pot here and then head west to the ever so wonderful left side of Swamp.
And by ever so wonderful, we mean a time waste, because it is so far out of the way, and you can't even warp back using the mirror, because it takes just as much time.
All right, so that is gonna flood that river one more time so we can head over to the left-hand side. As you stated before, taking twice as much time thanks to the lack of hook shot. Oh boy.
Meanwhile, PhaseBro's heading into Thieves Town. SMBai did the first 4 items and then noped out, so we'll see if PhaseBro elects to continue. Having the hammer, this is a full clearable dungeon.
Yep. Oh, guess we only found 2 items in the front, not 3. Sorry about that. There's the big key on the left-hand side, meaning in addition to checking the left side, we're going to have to go back out and check the big chest. Now, PhaseBro is electing to go deeper into Thieves Town.
I'm not gonna lie, I like this play given the fact that we haven't found either the hook shot or the bow yet. Especially with that being the compass, because the one lesson I'm learning from version 29, at least with standard mode, is one of the pendant dungeons is going to have something you need for progression.
Yeah, that's you know, I should run the numbers on that too. If I had to guess, it'd probably be somewhere in the 90% range. And Piece of Heart, so Swamp is in fact a bust.
So that pretty much leaves either the remaining items here in Thieves Town or Pod.
All right. So it looks like we have found a fire rod.
Yeah, and that would certainly be progression to finish, at least finish Skullwoods, but we know the 2 items in Skullwoods, so you're really just doing that just for a crystal.
Yeah, it does also make Turtle Rock eventually completable, but you will need to actually get the Cane of Samaria before that really matters.
I mean, again, I know this is totally anecdotal, but again, a item you needed for completion turned out to be an appended dungeon.
And there's the hook shot in the Thieves Town big chest.
Okay! Okay!
So now we are in business, ladies and gentlemen.
And all that time that PhaseBro lost, having to redo the sewer sequence to get the flute, I think he has won that back by SMBai noping out of Thieves Town.
Yeah, so it does turn out Thieves Town going to be pretty solid today. Now, unfortunately, FazeBro is going to go ahead and kill Blind. I guess we're betting on the pedestal potentially having a thing here, because we know that Blind cannot have an item.
Yeah, because this is not the green pendant.
All right, so SMBai finds a small key in the first chest of pod, which means we are not yet bow locked. That could still happen, though.
We're gonna need the bow to beat Helmasaur anyway, so this is until we find that bow. This is not a full clearable.
Oh, Titan's mitts!
Yeah, those are Titan's mitts and rage slashes for now finding the Titan's mitts.
Oh, but this is awful. This is awful for SMBai.
How
because,
so?
Because he's just with the Titan's mitts, he's unlocked so much else, and he will never go back to Thieves Town.
All right, so this at least with having the bomb boost medallion, this makes he can do Ice Palace. The hook shot would help with routing a little bit, but not so much. You can do Dark Death Mountain, but without the Cane of Samoria, you still can't get into Turtle Rock. And same thing with Meyer, but Meyer's a pendant dungeon. So, yes, it does open up a lot, but in terms of the dungeons that you would want to unlock, Ice is the only one that you can do anyway with SMBai's equipment.
Right. I mean, you've got the Dark Death Mountain plays, you've got the Smith Chain, things like that, some overworld stuff that gets unlocked as well. So there's gonna be a few things you can check before having to go back into Thieves Town. And you know, if you make the gamble on skipping the backside of Thieves Town, you're gonna commit to it. You know, that's not something you just do lightly and then just throw out when you've still got things to check.
I mean, I hate to again refer to old races I've commentated, but this is the third day in a row where I've had noping out of a pendant dungeon costing a runner.
There is a red rupee from Catfish, so Catfish once again proving pretty worthless today.
As he usually does. And we're going to see it dip into the Meyer area on SMBai's side.
So PhaseBro is going to deal with Mothula real fast. We know there's not going to be an item here, but hey, it's completable, so do it.
That also looked like Quake at Meyer.
Oh dear. Now, for all we know, we may not need to go into Meyer. Quake could be in GT. There we go. SMBai is now checking the checkerboard cave, and I didn't quite see it, but he went in twice. It's the mirror shield.
Certainly gets his defenses fully done. We're going to see B strats on PhaseBro's end.
B strats, interesting. That can be a little dangerous because you can't really control the direction Mothula goes after being hit by a bee. But it's also fun.
Yeah, and that Tempered Sword will make quick work of Mothula anyway. And
there we go.
Meanwhile, SMBai is heading over to Desert Palace.
Yep. We did see him go ahead and grab the book off the ledge. So that's going to be some more locations he can check.
Now, this could be one of those instances where if this turns out to be a pedestal seed, that may actually be good for SMBai in terms of going back. Although he forgot he needs a big key before he can get the big chest. Speaking of...
Yep, there's the big key. And we got a big 20 in the big chest for a big disappointment.
Yeah, and only one more item here in Desert Palace.
Yeah, this chest in here will be the small key necessarily, meaning we can go to the right-hand side, probably pick up the good old Mexican combo platter, which is the burrito and the plate of nachos. That's what I always think when I'm coming over here. Nope, that's the second item, so we're done.
Yep, that's a heart container. And SMBai's not going to bother with Lammo, which I can't necessarily disagree, because Lammo is one of the easier bosses to get to.
And it is a green pendant, but you can deal with it later if necessary. SMBai, wait, what is he doing?
If this isn't Thieves Town, this is Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, this is Smith Chain, almost guaranteed.
We kind of need to like cosmically guide him back towards Thieves Town though, because he needs that fire rod and hook shot. Someone was asking about pedestal hype index. Kane of Samaria is needed for Meyer, so Kane can't be there. Bo could be there, and
yep.
Even if Turtle Rock is Quake, because of Quake being Meyer, it can't be there. So we're down to one item on the pedestal. It's the bow.
Speaking of Quake, there's the Quake medallion in the Hammer Peg Cave. So, yeah, about that.
And the Smiths being very generous today with bringing Jeremiah back from the Dark World.
Yeah, they might have been counterfeiting rupees there. I'm not sure.
I always thought they were honest smithies.
Well, I mean, one of them did just spend a bunch of time in the Dark World, though, so I don't know.
Nah, that is true.
Does tend to corrupt the hearts of individuals. Alright, so SMBai is now going to turn in the purple chest.
Yeah, but he's gonna go to the Dark World first, so I imagine he'd be doing this also to check the Bombos tablet.
Yep. Now PhaseBro is about to do the disappointing Zora check.
Get his love lesson.
You know, I would do anything for love, but I wouldn't do that.
That is true. How about swing your sword around and do a Bombos medallion? Would you do that for love?
Maybe. Well, there's a bottle in the purple chest, which is basically vanilla, except this time it comes pre-filled with red potion.
Yep, and SMBai heading back to Death Mountain. PhaseBro heading for Swamp Palace, but this time having the hook shot until we'll be able to full clear.
Yep, so we could definitely find, say, the Cane of Samaria in the back. That would feel pretty good. Wow.
What did I miss?
We missed the bush skull in the Dark World on Death Mountain. A lot of times I'll be climbing up that part in Death Mountain just to make it easier on me, and getting bush skulled there would be stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of, we did find another red potion at the Ether Medallion, so potions being dropped from the sky at both of our tablet locations.
The other potion was in the chest, but that's okay.
Oh, right. Duh. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, we now have all 4 bottles on SMBai's screen, and that's certainly all the bottles you could ever want.
Certainly all the bottles you'll ever get.
Unless you're playing some sort of weird seed.
Interesting to see here. SMBai using the strat of holding onto the wall with the cape, so that way you don't drain magic. It's a little glitch there.
Yep. And PhaseBro will also be checking the left side of Swamp, so we're gonna have a bit of a waste of time here, but what are you gonna do about it? Gonna be able to do it a little faster on account of being able to get that first key with the hook shot, though. And very astutely not flooding the key.
Yes, kind of important there.
That is the kind of mistake that you make in a race exactly once, and then you try not to do it again.
Nope.
And SMBai made a little bit of an error with those holes on the way up Tower of Hera.
Alright, so we're kind of retracing our steps on both of these runners. Be sure to give both of them both SMBai and PhaseBro a follow on Twitch, because they are certainly providing the entertainment for us here today.
All right. So also PhaseBro will be taking care of this left side a little faster, because again, the hook shot makes it so much better.
Now we're gonna see the Trolldom check, or Trolldom fight from SMBai.
And there we go. So now PhaseBro will be heading to the back of Swamp Palace. You're going to see a couple of chests down south of this location, plus a few chests plus 1 chest on the way to Argus, and then Argus proper.
Got a heart container and a $5 to start.
All right, so we know that one of the 2 remaining chests will have the map, and the rest, the remaining one will have some sort of item. And that's it. So as stated before, Swamp Palace, garbage.
Now, the one thing that is very nice in Swamp House is that crystal that PhaseBro is going to get once he finishes Argus. We also found half magic in Dark Death Mountain in the Super Bunny Cave.
All right. Super Bunny certainly, or the half magic certainly something you'd like to find.
We got a big 20 to start. Although, again, SMBai not having the hook shot from Thieves Town, can only check that 1 chest. Can come over here and check that Turtle Rock is Bombos Medallion.
All right, so it's not going to hurt him that he hasn't been to Skull Woods for the Ether Medallion.
And I would imagine this is a play on Ice Palace, because this is the only other crystal dungeon that SMBai can finish, at least until we find the bow or the cane of Samaria.
That is very true. PhaseBro looks like they're about to do the play on Pod, which we know is going to pay off in the form of the Titan's Mitts.
It may also pay off further, because SMBai just noped out again once he found the Titan's Mitts. There's still a possibility that either the bow or cane could be there.
Yep. For the bow to be there, we would need a small key in both the big key chest and the Stolfos basement. Oh, well, nope. The bow is in Ice Palace.
Okay, then. So that's a required double dip on Pod. You go to Pod to get the Titan's Mitts, and then you go to Ice Palace to get the bow to come back to Pod to finish it.
That is gross, and it also officially puts the final nail in the pedestal coffin.
Rest in peace, pedestal hype. We hardly knew ye.
PhaseBro picks up the Titan's Mitts and will be unable to go through that locked door.
That would also explain why SMBai noped out earlier, although I imagine there has to be keys in the big...
There will be at least one key among the big key chest and the Stolfos basement, and there could be 2.
Well, there's the first one. PhaseBro gonna elect to do where the more item dense locations are in the back.
Yeah, and that does make a whole lot of sense. Since you're still looking for, say, the Cane of Samaria, things like that. If I was just looking for the bow, I would be trying to bow lock myself as quickly as possible.
We have a piece of heart to start.
We got small key compass. So that means is that there could be. No, I think there is definitely a small key in the Harmless Hellway.
We have a burrito in the dark maze. We have one more chest there.
No, it's not guaranteed. Sorry.
And a big 20. So no big key. PhaseBro just gonna nope out at that point. So basically, in terms of no mode, we just need the Cane of Samaria, but we need both of these runners to go get different things. We need SMBai to go back to Thieves Town and get the fire rod and the hook shot, which you can especially see because SMBai is trying to do the bomb jump here. Finally gets it.
Yeah, sorry. The reason the map is sometimes called a burrito is because, well, it kind of looks like a burrito. But we would be remiss if we didn't point that out to new viewers.
Apparently, I was wrong, and I didn't get much of a look at the medallion. Apparently, it was Ether, not Quake.
Oh, okay. PhaseBro also having second thoughts about whether we want that mirror shield or not.
I mean, it's going to be quite a riot heading up Ganon's tower.
Now the question is, do we have something like vanilla Cane of Samaria? Also, how about no?
Well, realistically, unless that piece of chivalry contains a Cane of Samaria, that may be where we have to go.
That's true. Yeah, Ether was in fact in Skull Woods. It was in the back. It was in the big key chest.
Alright, SMBai gonna head into Cold Stare. Very nicely done getting Cold Stare in a corner. Gets two of those puffballs down and the third one shortly after.
Get wrecked, Cold Stare. Plus 10 arrow upgrade, and we are done with ice.
Well, so I'm gonna amend what I said earlier. Cane of Samaria could be at the dig spot, or it could also be in Dark Death Mountain, because we haven't seen that from PhaseBro yet.
Yeah.
And with that bow from Ice Palace, SMBai is going to head back and finish that off. Imagine we'll also combo Eastern into that. We're also going to see PhaseBro go ahead and finish off Lamulus, which, adding to the list of places the Cane of Samaria could be, Sahasrahla could also have it. Although, why would you want to take an old man's cane away from him?
It depends. Does it make blocks to hold down switches?
Yeah, I guess that's reason enough. I mean, he just sits there. It's not like he needs that cane.
Alright, so SMBai will now be heading back into pod to try to finish it off. We'll see what sort of glorious things we find.
PhaseBro finishing off Lamulus with the fire rod and getting the green pendant. If PhaseBro's gonna head to ice, so he'll get the bow there.
Alright, so I can now determine for certain that both the Harmless Hellway and the big key chest have a small key in them. Now, SMBai picked up the big key chest, but that's beside the point. I wasn't watching when that happened.
That's alright.
I was paying attention to PhaseBro doing his landmolds thing. Alright, so PhaseBro's about to get that bow.
We also see SMBai trying to set up a hammer yump to get that what's on the big chest. That looks about right. And nicely done for a 5-arrow upgrade.
Womp womp.
So that would pretty much mean you just have that small key in the Harmless Hellway, and then the compass was in the dark basement, so Helmstar will have an item.
Yep. It was a +5 arrow upgrade. That was what was in the big chest. Oof.
Oh, PhaseBro getting hit by the fire snake and having to redo that, or firebar, excuse me.
All right, so PhaseBro is going to be making their way through the rest of Ice Palace. That will occupy their time for a little bit. I don't imagine they'll be skipping out on any items on account of really needing that Cane of Samaria.
Speaking of skipping out on stuff, SMBai's not even going to bother with the Harmless Hellway because he knows a key has to be there since he saved one from the hammer yump. Was that a bow dash on SMBai's side?
Could have been. All right, so PhaseBro gonna be heading over to Ice T. Picking up the big key in the iced tea.
Meanwhile, SMBai finishing up all those turtles in the dark basement and gonna be heading on his way to Homostar here shortly. And very nicely done by SMBai.
Yep, SMBai says SMBai to Helmasaur, and we'll see what we drop. Just a piece of heart.
So an SM heart, maybe?
Quite possibly.
So we'll then mirror out here and go take on the Armos Knights.
Yep, seems like a perfectly reasonable plan. All right, shovel time.
So we have Shovel. King could be at Shovel. King could be at Sahasrara. King could be at Meyer. It also could be at Hookshot Cave.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all we got left.
I think SMBai picked up Shovel because we knew about it before, right?
Yeah, I thought he did. I don't see it on his tracker, but I'm pretty sure I saw somebody pick it up.
PhaseBro doing some extra bombos on Cold Stare. That's not going to work out quite as well as he wants it to. Oh boy, he's
Yes.
a little low on health.
And he hasn't picked up those red potions that PhaseBro did. But no harm, no foul. He gets it done.
And just about the best possible drop from the Armos Knights. A little bit of a refund on your ammunition.
Shoot 18 arrows in our faces. We'll give you one back.
Buy 18, get one free. Right now, it's your friendly neighborhood Armos Archery Range.
Meanwhile, SMBai gonna head over to the Haunted Grove and dig up whatever is hiding there.
All right, moment of truth. What kind of stuff are we gonna dig up today?
We're gonna do a dig dash and then strike the earth for 50 bucks.
Strike out is more like it. So where is SMBai heading now, and is it Thieves Town?
Let's hope it's Steve's Town.
I imagine it's probably Skullwoods. Well, no, he doesn't have the fire rod. Yeah, it might be Thieves Town. Nope.
We still has that one check in Skullwoods, which we know is going to be the Ether Medallion.
Right. We know he's missed one thing. Oh, I hope that doesn't send him to Mire.
We will know once SMBai picks it up and see where he heads after that.
Right, PhaseBro is going to deal with Eastern first. It looks like we're going to do that before Pod.
SMBai getting wall mastered, unfortunately. He gets wall mastered again.
SMBai, do you need a hand?
I clap, but I have push to talk enabled, so I can't really clap real easily here.
There's the Ether Medallion. And he's like, oh no. Please don't go there. It's 2 items in Mire versus 2 items in Thieves Town at this point. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting a ped check.
Yeah. SMBai probably doesn't realize that because... Well, okay, here's the thing is he doesn't know where the hook shot and the fire rod are.
Yeah, he thinks hook shot might be live or fire rod for pedestal.
Instead, it's just couch cash.
Womp womp.
Right,
okay, we're going to 1. We're going to Spike Cave?
Yeah, he hasn't done Spike Cave.
All right, so PhaseBro is going to go ahead and head down to the right-hand side of Pod. Going to get the big key and a small key. No. Yes, big key, small key.
Having that half magic, SMBai is just going to use the cape to get through there rather quickly. Ooh!
And it's the Cane of Samaria!
Oh!
Have we gotten ourselves a race again?
Well, okay, here's the thing. So, SMBai still has to go back to Thieves Town.
He's gonna go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that may be a problem.
I mean, he'll probably get locked out quick because of the lack of fire rod, but still, he's probably going to Turtle Rock. That is not a position you want to put yourself in.
We'll see if the seed saves him from himself.
Now, the only solace I think SMBai can have is I think PhaseBro, I think Spike Cave is one of the last places PhaseBro will think to do.
Well, he's gonna finish. Well, okay, so he's gonna finish Pod here. He just needs a Cane of Samaria. So that entire list of places we were saying that the cane could be are still, you know, on the table for him. So this race, I think, is really going to come down to who fixes their, whether SMBai goes back to Thieves Town before PhaseBro goes back to Spike Cave to get the Cane of Samaria. Because once PhaseBro gets it, it's just go mode, and you just do exactly what SMBai did, which is go right back to, Oh, SMBai doesn't have enough magic. He couldn't activate Bombos.
Well, he could go over to Super Bunny Cave and pick up the refill that's there.
But instead, he's going to get potions. All right, is he gonna do that climb again?
Oh, that sounds awful.
He's gonna do it again. All right, so for those who may just be joining us, so Flute was in back of Escape. PhaseBro couldn't farm a bomb and had to go the long way to get back. Because, oh, by the way, this was also an Agaseed, and the Power Glove was on Lake Hylia Island. SMBai noped out of Thieves Town early. Only problem is Hookshot and Fire Rod were both there.
Yeah, Thieves Town just had tons of value today. The boots were in there, as well as those other two items we just talked about.
So that's where we are with SMBai. He needs to go back to Thieves Town and get the get those two items. And like, it's like the seed is conspiring on SMBai. Please, no, seriously, you don't want to go to Turtle Rock.
Yes, you do not want to go here, sir.
So meanwhile, PhaseBro did go to all the way through Thieves Town to get those two items. However, went to Spike Cave without having the Power Glove to lift that large block, which is where the Cane of Samaria is. So PhaseBro just has to go to Spike Cave to get the cane, and he's in go mode.
All right, so there's one small key for SMBai, which will lead him further into Turtle Rock. So the sad thing about this is the keys, you know, the key placements and things are all going to be decided before any of the items are placed. So basically, whether or not you can get through here toward Laser Bridge depends nothing on how the other items are laid out. So we could very well be in a situation where SMBai can proceed all the way. We're not, which is good.
Yep, because you would have needed a second key there, but with the compass being there, the second key is going to be in the roller room that's blocked by the fire rod.
Now SMBai looks like they're heading over to Meyer.
Oh no.
PhaseBro is going to get the Quake medallion over here. Gonna get some money. Gonna get a bottle for from the purple chest, I imagine.
We get a bird toss from SMBai.
I mean, at this point, I'd be doing like bird destruction. All right, so there is the Quake medallion for PhaseBro. Not going to be useful this particular seed, unless you want to get revenge on Dead Rocks.
possible. I mean, who doesn't want to get revenge on Dead Rocks?
All right, small key in the first chest for SMBai. We're just hoping that this gets over with quick.
Yep, we only have 2 items here, and SMBai has already seen that there's only couch cash on the pedestal, so he won't need to get that pendant. It just needs the 2 items.
There's another small key. We really want to hope that Vitreous does not have one of the 2 items. PhaseBro sees the 50 rupees at the dig spot and will now be fluting over to 7 to turn in the purple chest.
Alright, so just a compass there.
Looks like PhaseBro is going to go turn in the green pendant.
Alright, we got a map. Can Vitreous have a key?
Yes,
Okay.
Vitreous can have a key.
So that pretty much means if we find another small key, Vitreous is going to have an item, because we have to find the big key before Vitreous.
That is true. Oh, and SMBai doesn't have the fire rod. Oh.
Having to do this the slow way. Or as I like to call it, the way I did it 25 years ago when I didn't know about the, you know, moving block glitch when this game was originally out.
Or the way you did it on the American version because it doesn't work on the American version, I think.
Well, that too.
All right, PhaseBro is heading up Dark Death Mountain. This could spell the end for SMBai, as I imagine Spike Cave is the last thing on this trip's list here.
Okay, so we're now gonna see what else was in Hookshot Cave, because SMBai didn't have the hookshot when he saw it earlier. Really won't be much. Nope, I take that back. Silver arrows might be something.
Oh boy.
Alright, so SMBai nopes out a Thieves or a Misery Mire. Let's hope this flute to 3 is to finally go back to Thieves Town.
I should hope so. So PhaseBro is currently heading to the Ether Tablet, and I imagine Spike Cave is the next thing on the agenda.
If so, that'll be go mode for PhaseBro. And here we go. SMBai is going back into Thieves Town. Now, let's hope if SMBai commits to doing a double dip of Thieves Town that he doesn't also set himself up to have to triple dip once he nopes out and finds the fire rod.
And we'll note SMBai didn't actually go pick up the big key here. So he's going to do that real fast.
All right, at 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 45 seconds, PhaseBro is into go mode.
Yep. SMBai will also be entering Go mode fairly soon. It's just there's a lot more left for SMBai to do.
Say like 2 dungeons. Oh, PhaseBro is trying to take a death warp, but instead the fairy in his bottle is like, nah, yeah, no death warping today.
All right, so PhaseBro finishing off, getting that Cane of Samaria. Where's he headed next? Potion Town, it looks like.
Yep, get some potions and then make your ascent up to Death Mountain and get this game finished. Alright, SMBai gets the fire rod, bombs the chest with the fire rod, and is going to continue on.
Yeah, because at this point, what that unlocks for you is that other part of Turtle Rock that you've already been into. And you're like, no, I'm not going back up there without the hook shot. I wonder if SMBai decides to go directly to the big chest. He is. Excellent. Oh, the rage bombos, the rage slashes. It's happening.
Yep.
Alright, so SMBai is going to go ahead and finish off Skull Woods. Then we'll head to Swamp, back up to Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, PhaseBro is entering Turtle Rock to make it their last crystal dungeon.
Yep, and we'll just be go-moding it from here. Just find that big key and then be on his way. Although he'll need to find... Well, he'll need to find all 4 small keys.
Yeah, or at least 3 of them. And maybe steal the Pokey Key.
Yeah, but you'd really only steal the Pokey Key. You really would only steal the Pokey Key if you have the big key. If you don't have the big key by then, you can't risk.
I mean, if you don't have the big key by then it's in that chest.
Yeah.
Speaking of which...
There it is.
So yeah, we've got 2 small keys and a big key. That's the sort of thing you want to see on the way down, because you can definitely steal that key now. Now, you can also make another gamble here if you want to, if you're feeling really behind, and try to skip the big chest. See if another key down the line has or another chest down the line has a small key. Not sure I recommend that one, but it's possible. And there is the 5th crystal for SMBai.
Now he just needs to go mode Swamp and then get back to Turtle Rock. Is that the, like, Squirtle Squad Squirtle?
It is the Squirtle Squad Squirtle, correct.
Wow.
It is also a tongue twister. Squirtle Squad Squirtle, Squirtle Squad Squirtle, Squirtle Squad Squirtle. Don't try this at home, folks. I'm kidding.
I would say we are professionals, but that would just be straight up lying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, so PhaseBro, not skipping the big chest. We'll see if there's a small key in here that would help. There is.
Yep.
Now PhaseBro can completely skip everything else on the way down and be fine.
He's got everything he needs to get to Trinex.
Oh, or we could just pick up the butter sword for no reason. That sounds good.
I mean, there's a good reason. It just happens to be that that's where the butter sword was.
Yeah, now there's like no reason to check anything else.
Well, except for that GT big key once we get to Ganon's Tower.
Right, of course. But along the way here, there's no reason to go to Laser Bridge. And I know from experience that the gold sword can in fact make the difference between you and your opponent in a race.
I've seen it as well. It will also make this Trinex fight a little bit faster than it would normally with just the tempered sword.
Yeah, 3 slashes per head. Going for the backdoor strats here. Maybe not quite all the way there. And of course, not quite changing to the fire rod, but at least the ice head behaves.
There we go. And just like that, we're all done. So, Dr. Bob, would you like to explain what we have in store for our runners next?
Well, we've got Ganon's Tower, and let me tell you something about Ganon's Tower. There are 22 locations in which that Ganon's Tower big key can appear. Now, we're not on the channel with the bot, so we can still have our own little guessing game. I personally like to guess Bob's chest, which usually is number 14 if you go left side. But there are any number of locations, or specifically 22, where that location where the big key can be, and they're all equally likely given the initial configuration of the seed.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say you can go right side, and I'm gonna go 4.
All right. All right, so PhaseBro making it up to Ganon's Tower. SMBai on the way up to continue the trek through Turtle Rock. No small keys in the first 2 chests, so no opportunity to go right side. We've got a big 20 and a +5 bomb upgrade.
Yep, so that's 1 and 2. Number 3, there's the big key.
All right, so the torch today, number 3, has the big key. PhaseBro's going to go ahead and walk in here and grab this key, and that's going to do it for the Ganon's Tower checks. We are on the way up.
I do have to say, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, you know, since you go Bob's chest 14, I was gonna say 3 to make Bob be no more, but I was like, that's mean. And then the seed just kills Bob anyway.
Oh, where am I going? No. No, I'm just kidding.
Not you, the Bob sprite. Ooh.
All right, so PhaseBro taking down the first set of mimics pretty easily. Second set of mimics, not quite as fun to deal with. Mainly because BMOS. BMOS can officially go jump off a bridge as far as I'm concerned. And PhaseBro making it through Cannonball Run and down up to the gauntlet.
From here, it's simply a matter of execution. No more randomization, no more guessing. You just gotta execute and execute the enemies. Yep.
Now, to be fair, there is a little bit of randomization in the enemies' movements, but that's beside the point. In fact, these enemies here, the Zazaks and the Stalfos, the red Stalfos, tend to have like the most RNG of the movements in the game. It's kind of ridiculous. I still think Mirror Shield should reflect the BMOS' beams.
Well, once we get that time machine, you can go back in time and talk to the developers about coding that in.
Yeah, I think it probably would have taken more space than they had. They already compressed the graphics to some ridiculous level. All right, 2 cycle on Landmo 2 with sword slashes. PhaseBro dropped the Samaria block a little to the left instead. SMBai is almost through with Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, he skipped the big chest. So he's going to have to go down to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. He will get that butter sword, though. Especially because he hasn't picked up the silver arrows. That'll make butter sword silverless a little bit easier than tempered sword silverless. Actually, what am I saying? You still have to do 12 butter sword spins. Ignore the talking man here.
Oh yeah, butter sword is going to make Ganon less painful for sure. All right, so let's see where that small key is. In my experience, it's always the last one. Doesn't matter which side you start from.
Well, you would be wrong. It's not even there.
Oh, it is in the big key chest. So, oh, that's gotta hurt. And that's why you don't skip the big chest.
So that, yeah, because basically what the scene intended you to do is use the pokey key and burn a key to get a key, and then the big chest has the other one.
All right, PhaseBro finishing off Moldorm 2, and now we're headed up to Geometry Wizard. which is a name I stole from my previous co-commentator because it's great. All right, so that's 1 for the first 2 cycles. Getting a little bodied there by the 3rd cycle for Agate 2. I think that counted as 2.
Well, down he goes. And as PhaseBro heads into Ganon, SMBai picks up that last key and bombs the big chest for good measure.
I mean, it deserved it. All right, PhaseBro entering the Ganon fight. And it's time to use some butter sword strats. You're gonna want 6 hits per phase. Ooh, PhaseBro's gonna have to make sure that he stays alive. It's the red potion. And I think that's enough hits for phase 2.
Yep. We're into phase 3. Getting ready.
All right.
Looks like he got it. You can only get a double silver hit if you hit Ganon from the side. If he hits into a wall, the second one will just go right through him.
You can hit him from the front or back, but he has to be sort of like in the middle of the arena like he was right there.
But it doesn't matter because there's a double and that's the game.
Yep, and PhaseBro will finish off Ganon. Well played to him. And the official Speedrun TV time for PhaseBro is 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 10 seconds.
Spam your GGs in chat.
And it also looks like at 10 seconds after that, SMBai decided this was not worth his time.
Okay, then.
And to be fair, after this amount of sick trolling, I do not blame him. All right, we'll see if we can get our runners in to talk about this.
That was quite the scene to watch.
Yeah, SMBai is in no mood to talk about this, and I do not blame him for that particular stance. I need to figure
Neither-
out how to get a hold of PhaseBro real fast.
Neither do I. While we're waiting for PhaseBro, let's give a shout out to our restreamer Zelnus TV, as well as our tracker GFE12. Great job on keeping track of all those items for us, and Zelnus for making all this happen and getting this going on the ALTTP Randomizer channel. And we have PhaseBro in the chat, but looks like he can't interview, unfortunately. But if you can hear us, GG's, and well done on the race.
All right. No problem there. Well played. Well done. And that was interesting situation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, this underscores kind of, the way I like to run Randomizer is if you choose to go into a dungeon, go in as far as you can, because I've just been seeing this a lot in these tournaments where someone goes into a dungeon, finds the one item, immediately nopes out, and then eventually has to come back because they missed something else. But again, that's just me, and I'm 1 and 2 also. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? So it looks like we may actually get PhaseBro to join us shortly. I'm conversing right now. So yeah, the way it works is just hop into the waiting room in the tournament Discord, and we can bring you in anytime we're ready. All right, and it looks like we are now joined by PhaseBro. Hello, PhaseBro.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes,
Awesome. That was a crazy seed.
sure was. So, can you imagine? Do you have any idea what happened to your opponent?
No. I just saw there that he had forfeited at the end, but no, I don't know anything.
So here's what happened. He decided to check the first part of Thieves Town very early,
Okay.
and then noped out after the first 4 chests. The
Oh,
remaining chests were, of course, the fire rod and the hook shot.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. So, yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
of course,
I
he
mean-
went over to Pod and found the Titan's Myths, and that led him on a wild goose chase everywhere else.
Right. I was really worried that I would have to go into Misery Mire to find the Cane of Samaria. And so finding that on the way to Death Mountain was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
SMBai actually did find the cane just a little bit before you did. So we knew it was there when you were going back.
I would have gotten it earlier, but I didn't have the gloves the first time.
Yep. That's one we've all done before.
It's like, okay, hammers, check, let's go.
Yeah, and then, Yeah, and then because SMBai found that cane, but still hadn't found the hook shot or the fire rod, they went into Misery Mire.
Okay.
And it just felt real bad. So right as you were finishing the seed, SMBai was finishing Trinex.
Okay. So no, I mean not too terrible. Not too terrible with the big key at the very beginning of Aghanim, but yeah, just not particularly nice scene. But it was okay for the most part.
But yeah, definitely well played to you, and congratulations on getting to 2-2.
Thank you.
You're still very much alive for the next phase of this tournament.
Right, just one game at a time.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say about this before we wrap things up here today?
I'm doing good. Yep, I had fun. Unfortunate, that he, couldn't finish and just got unlucky, but otherwise had fun and it was great. Thank you guys for commenting and tracking.
It was certainly a great race to watch.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun to play.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to go ahead and thank once again both of our runners, SMBai and PhaseBro, for putting on a show today. And of course, to our behind the scenes help, we had Zelnus on the restream and we had GFE on tracker. And thank you so much for dealing with that. Thank you, Jex Refi, for coming in at the last minute and helping me do this commentary.
Always happy to do commentary with you, Dr. Bobtastic.
Yep. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, the best way to support those people involved is just give them a follow here on Twitch. I'm sure we'd all appreciate it. So with that, I think it's about time to call it good. So I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
I have been Jex Refi.
And we'll see you later.
Have a good night.